Don't ever fucking talk about my mom, you fucking asshole. I'll knock you outside.
What happens when the world's strongest men enter the boxing ring? That was the question many had before the highly anticipated fight, Eddie Hall versus Hafthor Bjornsson. Two titans who made history as the only men to deadlift 500 kilograms. But this wasn't just an ordinary fight. It was a battle to settle the ultimate question. Who is truly the strongest man on the planet? Stay until the end of this video to find out. Let's start at the beginning and I'll tell you who these giants are. Edward Stephen Hall, born on January 15th, 1988, is a British media personality and former strongman. He gained global recognition for his record-breaking 500-kilogram deadlift in 2016, a feat often celebrated as one of the most remarkable displays of strength in history. Eddie also secured victory in the prestigious 2017 World's Strongest Man competition. In addition to his international success, Eddie has dominated national strongman contests, earning multiple titles, including England's Strongest Man, Britain's Strongest Man, and the UK's Strongest Man. Hafthor Julius Bjornsson, born on November 26, 1988, is an Icelandic professional strongman and a widely celebrated icon in strength sports. Regarded as one of the greatest strength athletes in history, he is the first and only individual to win the Arnold Strongman Classic, Europe's Strongest Man, and the World's Strongest Man competitions in the same year. Hafthor holds numerous strongman titles across multiple federations and has set over 100 world records, solidifying his reputation as possibly the strongest man to have ever lived. Beyond his strength feats, Hafthor gained fame as an actor, portraying the Mountain in Game of Thrones for 5 seasons. Known simply as Thor or the Mountain, his nickname reflects both his towering size and his memorable role in the series. The rivalry between the two men began when Thor broke Eddie's world record deadlift by just 1 kilogram. He did this in his home gym, which Eddie refused to acknowledge. Since then, tension between the two has been palpable. When the opportunity for a boxing match arose, Eddie made it clear that he didn't like Thor. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the Eddie Hall versus Hafthor Bjornsson fight, don't forget to smash that like button. And if you're a fan of boxing and epic rivalries, subscribe for more content like this. This fight wasn't just a clash of strongmen. It was a battle of transformation. Both men had to leave their strongman personas behind and adapt to an entirely new discipline, boxing. This required months of intense training, drastic physical changes, and a focus on strategy for sheer power. For Eddie Hall, the journey was about more than learning how to throw punches. Known for his massive physique, Eddie had to lose significant weight and build endurance to last in the ring. His training was grueling, involving endless rounds of sparring, cardio drills, and refining his technique. Despite his limited boxing experience, Eddie's approach was to combine his explosive power with an aggressive, pressure-heavy style. On the other hand, Hafthor Bjornsson underwent a similarly dramatic transformation. Shedding over 50 kilograms from his strongman days, he dedicated himself to mastering footwork and using his towering 6'9" frame to his advantage. With the help of experienced trainers, Thor honed his jab, worked on maintaining distance, and developed the stamina needed to go the distance in a fight. The tension between the two was palpable throughout the build-up. Therefore, the tension boiled over during the pre-fight press conference. Eddie taunted Thor relentlessly, provoking him to the point of throwing his drink in frustration. The situation escalated, with both men being restrained by their teams. It took 5 people to hold Thor back as Eddie continued to mock him. As the fight night started, everyone knew that this should be very entertaining. The heaviest boxing match in history was about to begin. In the first round, Eddie landed several powerful overhand punches on Thor. However, Thor appeared unfazed and countered effectively, opening a cut above Eddie's eye. Both fighters seemed nervous, knowing that any punch could result in a knockout. The first punch in round 2 was already a knockdown, and only the ropes prevented Thor from hitting the canvas. Now the crowd was hyped and cheered on Eddie. He was pressing forward with some big overhands, but this time Thor was prepared for them and could evade them. But then Eddie could score the second knockdown of the round. In the third round, Thor was working on his jab, controlling the distance, also landing a big shot. But at the end of a good exchange of blows, Thor could score a knockdown. Now, Eddie was bleeding from both eyes. As the fight continued, Thor kept hitting the air because of some good defensive movement from Eddie. You could clearly see the exhaustion on the faces of both. The crowd is still on Eddie's side. He used the ropes to launch a heavy punch, which connected to Thor's face. Eddie continued searching for another big overhand, but Thor evaded it. However, the next punch connected cleanly. The two exchanged heavy blows before the round ended. In the final round, Eddie was knocked down for a second time, resulting in an 8 count. Both fighters were visibly exhausted and barely throwing punches. In the end, Thor secured victory by unanimous decision.